Watch that dial.
Garrett J. White, the authentic entrepreneur, coming at you real, raw, relevant. And this, my friends, is a business breakthrough. Now, today we're going to be answering and talking about, well, some more questions. You kind of noticed a trend this week, but we're going to specifically be talking about speaking, but speaking from stage. Now, here's the first thing you get to know about speaking. Speaking, well, it's awesome. I love it. It's something natural in me. I have a passion for it. My very first workshop that I did, guess how many people were there? 2 dogs and my wife. It was the most amazing workshop I've ever led. My wife paid attention for about 2.3 minutes, and the dogs lost interest and fell asleep about 5 minutes into the workshop. That said a lot about the history of where I came from in the speaking world. My very first workshop that I ever launched, I remember I built it, I thought 200 people would show up. And lo and behold, at 15 minutes after the hour for the start of the event, guess what? 3 people walked into the room. Yeah. Kind of traumatic. Long ways we've come since those original days. But here's some of the things I've learned. And today we're going to talk about one of them when it comes to speaking. Speaking itself from stage allows for you to do a bunch of different things. One of which is it allows you to leverage yourself to leverage a conversation, kind of like this video. I can do this video one time and tens of thousands of people can watch it. I can speak at an event and I can speak to hundreds or tens or hundreds of thousands of people at the same time. Hundreds of thousands of people, that would be really difficult. We have to be video streaming that. Nonetheless, speaking allows you to communicate a message through leverage to communicate your solution about products, services, and experiences to other people's problems in a larger group, one to many. Now, a couple benefits that happen in that one to many situation is simply that you've got a large group of people, and large group think tends to go different than one-on-one think. I mean, people have this kind of comfort in a group, and so they'll try on things at times that maybe they wouldn't try on with you one-on-one. It'd be like me sitting in front of you right now, and I'm sitting at your office, you're sitting and watching this, and it's not me here with just this camera, but I'm right in your face, and I'm going, and you're like, what the hell are you talking about? This is like way too much energy. On the same side, I could do the same video in front of 1,000 people, or 2,000 or 5,000 people, this same energy, and guess what? It would be perfect. But we're going to talk about one specific technique when it comes to speaking, period. When it comes to speaking to small groups, one-on-one groups, large groups, massive groups, on video, or wherever you're at. And here's the one point of this, and it's asking questions. We've been talking a lot about questions this week. The first time I really saw this powerfully done was by a man by the name of T. Harv Eker. T. Harv Eker wrote a book called The Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Highly recommend the book. Highly recommend you go to the Millionaire Mind Bootcamp. Fantastic opportunity there. But one of the things you're going to notice about T. Harv Eker is T. Harv Eker asks questions. Now, he explained to us why he asked questions, and one of the things he talked about was how questions themselves hook the mind.
Questions themselves hook the mind.
So I can be up on stage and I can say things like this. In 1994 and blah, 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 and today's economy is absolutely a joke. We are financially destitute, business is hitting the crapper, etc., right? And I can preach it. Or from stage, I could ask a question. So how many of you, by a show of hands, when it comes to looking at today's economy, how many feel like today's economy is going up or going down? How many feel like it's going up? It's getting better. No? Okay. How many of you feel like it's getting worse? Now notice there's 2 things going on here. Okay? How many of you feel it's getting better? How many feel it's getting worse? What I give to you is an opportunity. But when I sit in the space and I ask a question, one of the things connected to my question is my hand, my hand, my hand, my hand.
Huh?
Notice when I'm going to ask a question, so how many of you here would like to make a little more money? How many of you today feel like something's got to change in your life? How many of you on video right now have noticed that you have a tendency when I go like this that you want to raise your hand? Okay, so 2 things you notice here. Questions hook the mind. They engage you in the conversation, but also a physical follow-up with the hand also brings along with that the tendency to gain what we call yes alignment or momentum with your audience. So the thing I want you to be practicing on this week, where you have an opportunity to speak in a teleseminar or webinar or here on camera or making a video, ask some questions. And when you ask the question, engage the body. How many of you feel like this video is valuable? How many of you definitely want to watch tomorrow's? All right, fantastic. This is Garrett J. White, and this has been The Business Breakthrough.